What'd you do to my dog, you asshole?
Nothing. I didn't hurt him. He bit me. This is my blood.
Why'd he bite you, Mike? Huh? What'd you do to him?
He was protecting you.
Look at your reflection in the mirror. You're creature of the night, Michael. Just like out of a comic book. You're a vampire, Michael. My own brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. Oh, you wait till Mom finds out, buddy.
Welcome back, everyone, to our channel. I'm Nikki.
And I'm John.
And this is Nikki and John. Today we're going to talk about The Lost Boys, 1987. This one is it's such a heartbreaker for me because I just love it to death. Written by Fischer, James Jeremias, and Jeffrey Boam. Directed by Joel Schumacher. This film stars Jason Patrick, Corey Haim, Dianne Wiest, who is just such a friggin' cutie pie. I can't get enough of her. She's always playing like this cute little mom. Love her. Kiefer Sutherland. Oh. Jami, Gertz, Corey Feldman, and Jason Newlander. Sweet-hearted Lucy, played by Dianne Wiest, separates from her husband, takes her two boys to move to Santa Carla from Phoenix to live with her dad for just a fresh new start. Yeah. They have no idea what's underground in Santa Carla.
Yeah. Now, I will also deliberate my... Okay, so let's say, this all happens. From what we can tell with the sunrise and sunset, this happens within like 3-4 days. The relationships every character develops in this has happened over a few weeks opposed to a few days. And the only thing that bugs me about it is that they're not telling you that it's been a few weeks. There's no way this happened in a few days. You don't fall in love with some random girl you saw at a concert in a few days. You don't. Your mother and your brother don't see changes with you within 24 hours and make it look like you've been doing this for weeks. I feel like this movie jumps really quickly through time. And I feel like it should have been explained that it was spread out over more time.
You know, even Michael, the first day they got there, he's like, is there any jobs around here? And the guy's like, nothing legal. You know, so I'm sure, I get what you mean. It kind of seems like a little too far-fetched to be that quick and, you know, on set. And it seemed like it would develop more time. But I get it because it's such a, like, do or die type of time. Like, well, shit, there's vampires. They're going after my brother.
Well, that being said, okay, I'll take that. But when Michael comes home the first night late, as being a half vampire, his mom's scolding him on the phone as if he's been doing this for weeks. They just got there. He hasn't been doing that for weeks because he wasn't a half vampire before they got there. Unless he was being that way before they left Phoenix, which we don't know. Mm-hmm. So
good point.
It makes it look like it should be weeks later. I don't know. I just wish they should have explained the time frame of how quickly it jumped. If it jumped that quickly, if it didn't, then we should get a little more backstory of Michael and what his attitude was like in Phoenix before we can say that he's acting out of control after one night.
That's a good point. I never really thought about that.
It was just something I noticed in the movie. I don't mean to diminish the movie at all. It just seemed to jump across very quickly because
my mind is made up quickly. I don't need anybody's approval.
A fun fact for you.
The song Cry Little Sister, which is more well known for this film than anything. People hear that song, they immediately link it to Lost Boys, which is a very powerful, amazing song. Written by Gerard McMahon without reading the script or seeing the film.
Wow.
That song is what is known and linked when you see the Lost Boys. You think of that song. Yeah.
The when you hear those voices.
Yeah, the opening. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very iconic. Like that's the music I hear in my head. Yeah,
It works so well because it's so iconic for this film.
Everyone remembers the glistening, muscly saxophone player at the beginning of the movie. I would assume everyone would remember him. His name is actually Tim Capello, and he was the saxophone player for Tina Turner. But in between shots, he would also bench like barbells and do sit-ups and crunches and all kinds of stuff to get himself sweaty and like glistening and looking as buff as he could.
Santa Cruz, California, which is where this film is taking place, but they changed it to Santa Carla because it was actually labeled the murder capital of the world because of all the brutal murders that went on from 1970 to 1973.
Now, the original plot for this movie, Richard Donner had he was supposed to be the director. He ended up not being the director. Joel Schumacher did, as we all know. And he changed the movie quite a bit because it was originally supposed to be about 8-year-olds, spinning off more of like a Peter Pan vibe of why they stay so young for so long. They even had in that script the Frog Brothers being vampires themselves. And Star, the character Star, she was supposed to be a boy, which leads me to believe that there was probably going to be no younger kid in this.
The little laddie. Yeah, laddie.
Yeah. Laddie, I don't think he would have been in it. I think they changed it to Star to being a female and then having Yadi being that young 8-year-old character that they wanted for all the characters.
This film launched the two Coreys.
Why are you such a f***ing bitch? Hey! Watch it, dude! Look, what the f***? Do not accept me. You don't f***ing call my wife a f***ing bitch. She's been fucking... You want to step? You want to step? I will f***ing knock you out, kid. Hey! You don't want to do this with me. Stop it. Do you understand that?
And I love the two Coreys. Rest in peace, Corey Haim.
Well, I've had a lot of favorite films I've done, but I think Lost Boys is still there. There was a big prop room and water guns. It was just a fun atmosphere.
That poor soul, every time I've looked at that kid's face, I just wanted to hug him. I felt like such a good guy, all over the place. Drugs really mess with him. Corey Feldman, stand-up guy. I'm going to link an interview that Mayim Bialik, the girl that used to play Blossom, she also played Amy Farrah Fowler in The Big Bang Theory. That was my favorite. But she interviews Corey Feldman, and he's such a cool guy, man. He's so nice, and he co-parents with Susie, which she was on the two Coreys. Love that show. But, I mean, he's just, the things he says and what he sees and what he's trying to help, he's just such a cool guy. Love the Coreys.
So the eye contacts that they used in this movie, back then they didn't have, like, the fancy eye contacts that they have now that actors use all the time to change their eye color or whatever, These ones were made out of glass, and they had to be big enough to fit in the eye and have the eyelids go around them to make them look authentic. And the scene where Kiefer Sutherland he gets his hand burned as David in the sun, and when he pulls his hand back and he kind of snarls a bit, but you see one drop, like teardrop, go down his face. Apparently it was a real teardrop coming out of his eye. He because of the contacts.
Yeah.
And so that was authentic, and he kept on snarling or whatever, and they kept it in the scene.
Yeah.
That's what I know anyway.
I had seen an interview. Kiefer had said that those contacts, you had like a 9-minute like max time limit to wear these contacts. And the reason why he teared up is because he was like, that scene was down to the last second for him to wear these contacts. And these were the type where if they were in past 9 minutes, they would suck onto your eyeballs and you would go blind. He was down shredding seconds with this scene, and that's why he has the tear there.
I think what happens then is when they go to remove the contact, it pulls the eye.
Probably the retina out. This film only took 21 days to shoot. They started June 2nd, 1986 to June 23rd, 1986. 21 days?
They
People
filmed this
get
thing.
longer rehabs than that. Like 21 days. You can't tell me this movie ain't epic solely because 21 days, boom, you got an iconic classic.
So originally, Joel Schumacher had a sequel kind of in his mind. I don't know if he ever actually wrote it, but he had an idea for The Lost Girls, and they would be a girl version of the biker gang as vampires. And he was always kind of resentful a little bit about them not taking his idea and using it.
Corey Feldman was fired from this gig. He was fired. Joel Schumacher was completely distraught and upset the fact that Corey would go on cocaine binges and come to set nodding off. He said, "Get the hell out of here. Don't come back." And then Corey comes back the next day going, apologizing. "I'm really, really sorry. I will do better. I promise you." Not a problem after that.
Yeah. Wow.
But Corey, like, after everything Corey has been through, he still has this discipline that I have to respect him for. That takes, for a kid, that takes discipline. I know he grew up, like, really abused and everything, but that takes discipline to go, all right, I got to get my shit straight. I got to do this. I'm going.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He looked at it like, this is my job. I have to do this.
Yeah, this is my life. Okay, Corey Haim, who plays Sam, has a poster of Rob Lowe on his closet door. Now, there was so much speculation around this that Sam was gay.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Because director Joel Schumacher is openly gay. And they thought that the way that Sam had dressed, he was like the most sly one, he cared about his appearance the most, that he was gay.
Yeah.
Who fucking cared? Like, there was no, like, Joel said no, but I'm like, who cares?
I don't think that would have changed. It didn't change the story at all anyway, whether he was or not.
Who cares? Yeah.
The story would have been exactly the same as it is. It makes little difference.
Ridiculous. The scene where Sam comes back to the comic book store, there is a man seen in the mirror reflection where Sam walks past. That guy is the true owner of that comic book store.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's still there, but I know a lot of things were damaged that you see in this movie because of, like, earthquakes and all this other type of stuff. I think that might still be there, but I know he still definitely owns it. So. Jamie Gertz was recommended by Jason Patrick because they starred in a film together, Solar Babies. Originally, Joel Schumacher was thinking of a blonde for Star.
Right.
See how the difference is there? But yeah. I like how she doesn't have it, because the reason that David is, like, bleached blonde is because he's dead. Star isn't dead yet. Michael was supposed to be her first kill. So yeah. I kind of feel like it's a little bit more spicier because she's only half. You know what I mean? So I thought that was cool.
No, that's really cool. Because, like, if she had done her first kill, then she would have been blonde like David.
Possibly.
Even though the other guys weren't blonde, and we know they did their first kill, but I guess it would just...
They weren't bleach blonde. That guy has black hair. Maybe David was older or something. David has the least amount of lines as a lead role, but he has the most among the other vampires. Kelly Jo Minter, she's an actress in here who actually had all of her scenes cut. Why, I'm not sure. You can find it on a 2004 release, DVD special features. You have all of her scenes in there. She was the one that worked at the video store. She was the black girl with the black hair. She is... Okay, let me just tell you. I'm pissed because I really like her. I saw her in, she was so funny in Summer School. Dude, John, if you haven't seen Summer School, we got to do that one.
All right.
She plays, I think her name is Denise. Oh my God, she is a pisser. I love her. But I was like, man, what the hell? She's like this beautiful, radiant skin, like in Lost Boys. Like, she looks pretty in Summer School too, but like when they walk over and like, I'm only here for one thing, and she smiles, it's like, oh, she's so hot. But anyway.
Yeah, you kind of got the impression the way she was like...
Yeah, like she was in on it or something. Like, oh, okay, I remember her.
You expected to see something from her, and then you don't see anything, and that's probably why.
So now I have to go search those deleted scenes because I want to see her scene. I bet you she's sick. Yeah. Anyway, Jim Carrey was considered for the role of David because he was a vampire in Once Bitten. I've seen it many times. It's actually quite funny, but I mean, I love Jim Carrey, but I don't know. Jim Carrey doesn't have the darkness, that Kiefer can have. I think Jim Carrey just has this cute face.
I mean, because he did pretty good at like number 23, but it took him a while before he did like roles like that. Because he's always just a comedian at the beginning, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I can see maybe doing it now, but not then. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I mean, based off of One Spittin', it's more of like a comedy thing, and I think it's a great film. It's definitely a hidden gem. But it suits him because he's got that cute little goofy face, and he works with it. Fred Gwynne was considered for the role of Max, the guy who plays Herman Munster.
Oh, okay.
He was considered. I'm like, oh man, like I think he would have been creepier looking than the actor that plays Max, but I don't know. Yeah. I just love Fred Gwynne. But anyway, there was a rumor floating around that I had seen that Ben Stiller had auditioned for one of the parts. It didn't say which one, maybe like a background vampire, but I thought that was funny. I can't see him. Like he'd be like trying to be like Zoolander, like pre-Zoolander. That'd be like the birth of Zoolander. I can't. I mean, if he was like that was just, I'm like, who is that? Could you imagine Ben Stiller? I would die.
Okay. Another thing I kind of noticed was kind of funny because the Frog Brothers claim to have taken one out in the bathroom, right? Like they took out a vampire in the bathroom. No, the fucking dog did. All you guys do is throw a little bit of holy water in his face, and the dog came and pushed him right in the goddamn tub. The dog took care of the fucking guy.
Nanook is savage. V. Neal. Do you know who? I'm just going to tell you. V. Neal is a really good makeup artist. I don't know if they have the show Face Off where you are in Canada, but it was this makeup artist show where they would compete to be the best makeup artist, and she was one of the judges. But I really like her because she did a lot of things. She did Monty Python, Beetlejuice, some Pee-wee films. She worked on 9 to 5, and she was Lily Tomlin's makeup artist. I love Lily Tomlin. Like, I'm so jealous. She did all the Hunger Games series. Like, she is, like, epic. So when I read that, I was like, oh, my God, she worked on this? Oh! But little side fun fact, like, I have so many branches of, like, fun facts. I just love movies. But originally, she got, like, these... And I can just imagine her like doing an awesome, like really over the top, like scary vampire. But Joel said, no, I wanted to keep it more low key, more natural. And what did we get? Perfection.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
If you don't know who V. Neal is, please go look her up, or I'll just link a bunch of shit and, pick what you like.
That kind of ensues with like how the ending was like all the money was saved for like the aerial shots of them flying.
Right. Yeah.
Or for the makeup too, because they were all in vampire mode, right? So they all look great.
But that's the power of the actor. That's the power of the actor, because even when Michael only has like the creepy eyes and he doesn't have the full makeup, you could still see like the devil inside of him. That comes from the actor. Like, yes, makeup is definitely like 80% of it, but you gotta sell that shit.
Yeah. And to make it believable. Just because you're wearing it doesn't mean it's believable. You gotta
make it come
alive. Make it feel believable, right? So
make it come alive. It's alive.
It's alive.
Afternoon, sir.
This is the second film that Corey Feldman and Kiefer Sutherland were in together. Before this, 1986, Stand By Me. I love that movie.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
Wow.
It's the second movie where Kiefer is a villain as well.
Yeah.
Fun fact about the Chinese food scene that you like. David offers Michael the box of food with the chopsticks in it, and he offers it to him. Yeah. Japanese culture, offering someone food with the chopsticks in it is a sign that you wish death upon them.
Whoa. Really?
Yes. I do my research.
That is interesting. I wonder if the writers actually like researched that, or if it was just a coincidence. Because that seems very ominous of what what the movie portrayed.
After this movie was made, there was a comic book series that came after, and it was all about how the vampires came up through the big earthquake that hit San Francisco or whatever, when Kiefer is talking about it or David's talking about it in the cave.
Yeah, and the hotel that they're living in, that
is how the vampires came up and came back to life, so to speak, was through that earthquake. And I thought that was really interesting. So.
Yeah, no, it's a cool way to explain it.
So this is not a spicy one. This is something about Joel Schumacher that kind of surprises me. He assaulted actor Brooke McCarter. He plays Paul, the vampire. He assaulted him on set. He slapped him and then pushed a door down in front of him. He was very frustrated with him because he felt like he could have acted better. So check it out, Mikey. And he just was like at the last straw. And then after he did it, Joel was so shocked. He's like, I'm sorry, I never do things like that. And he apologized, like every day, all day. No, I'm really sorry. And I just thought that was weird. And he's like, I don't know why he never filed a suit against me or anything. I never should have done that. So.
Well, he must have just chopped it up to you having a bad day. And I get it.
Happens. Okay, so this is a selfish one of mine, but I like the scene where the grandpa goes through, this is my cabinet only. He has peanut butter boppers. The ice cream peanut butter boppers. You never had them? That was a thing. I remember having those as a kid because they were so fucking good. They were like a chocolate and there was like a peanut butter fudge-ish thing and it was covered in nuts. It was so effing good. And I saw that. I'm like, holy shit, peanut butter boppers. I remember how good those things were because I was a fat girl. Kiefer Sutherland broke his arm trying on the set or off the set, but he was just fooling around on the bike on the boardwalk and he was trying to impress a girl he liked. He saw on set. He ends up revving it up, wipes out, smashes into it. I have the whole interview, it's LinkedIn, but he talks about it and he broke his arm. So in the scene where Star hops on his back, you'll see him down here and he's like, and Jami Gertz is like, you can drive this thing, right? He's like, I got this.
He's doing it with one arm.
Yep.
Dang.
But, he's probably not, doing all the scenes, driving it or whatever, but.
He shoots! He scores!
I'm going to give it a 3.9. I think it has great rewatchability. It's a fun movie. And the only reason it's not probably getting over a 4 or a 4.1 or 4.2 is it's just due to I don't know how much time has passed. I don't believe that it's been 2 or 3 days that all these relationships happen so quickly. Because it seems to happen with every character in it. And that seems a little unbelievable. But other than that, I love this movie. It's fun. It's a thrill ride. And I mean, I think the effects with the budget they had, they used them absolutely to the best of their ability. So, 3.9.
This is going to blow your mind then.
Oh dear, here we go.
Okay, so I'm going to straight up, just for how this movie makes me feel, 5 out of 5. I feel good. I feel good every time I watch this movie. If I'm depressed or if I don't feel good or whatever, I put this on and I'm like, I love the songs. I love the cast. I love the way, I love how the 2 Coreys are in it because I just feel so, I don't know. I grew up and I looked up to a lot. I just love so much. This is one of those movies where I know I can turn it on and always feel okay.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I think I'm sure every movie has their flaws or whatever, but I think just what the comfort from this movie that it has brought me is priceless, rateless. 5 out of 5.
I get it. And maybe it also has to do with the time frame of when you first saw it, what it did for you then is still doing the same thing today.
It is. Yeah.
That's really good.
It stood the test of time, in my opinion.
Right. So next week, guys, what do we got in store for them, Nikki?
Frozen.
No go.
But not the cutesy Olaf one.
Right. We're not talking Disney. We're talking wolves ripping people apart.
Yes.
Hope you're ready for-
Interesting and believably scary at the same time. And you know me, I love my special effects makeup. So I think what they've done with this is quite impressive, and I'll mostly be touching on that.
I can't wait. I can't wait to dive into this one.
Yes, guys, subscribe to our TikTok and our Instagram.
And then, of course, on this YouTube, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave us a comment. If you liked what you've seen, or if you want to see us talk about a certain movie, let us know. We'll check it out. We're here for you, you know?
Rewatch our old episodes because we're awesome and I'm entertaining.
That's right. And this has been Nikki.
Thanks for watching. Bye, guys. Right?
Thanks, guys. Bye.